representing Pura Vida.
For over a decade, Pura Vida BJJ and MMA has been cementing itself as a force in the world of combat sports, one fight at a time.
I've been doing this for 6 years now, and, this is my night, so...
I began covering them in 2018, back when they were operating out of a humble space on the south side of Milwaukee.
Wide split! Up! Drive forward. Forehead to chin. Head fight. Pound town. Here we go!
It started as the Henry Matamoros School of Jiu-Jitsu, where Jake Clipp, Zach Otto, and Rob Couliard would become close friends and core members. When Matamoros moved away in 2010, he handed the gym down to Clipp and Couliard. They named it Pura Vida, or Pure Life, a tribute to their mentor's Costa Rican roots. In 2012, Otto acquired ownership from Couliard, and he and Clipp have been running it as a mixed martial arts school ever since. In the early days, they had little more than a vision and a will to succeed. Survival was anything but certain.
A lot of people, when they found out that the gym was going to be taken over by blue belts, were going to go to other schools. So a lot of the membership base disappeared. When you're not charging that very much, you don't have many members, it's kind of hard to keep the doors open.
We believed in what we were doing from the beginning, but at the same time, it took a lot of faith to go for what we knew we were going for, knowing there were already black belt run academies in the city.
Their fight team was small, often overlooked, but their persistence slowly began to pay off. Breakout talents began to emerge, earning major opportunities. Otto, for instance, clawed his way to a UFC contract where he would go on to fight 8 times. Another standout, Leah Letson, was discovered in a cardio kickboxing class at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee before earning her own spot in the octagon. Word began to spread about what the gym was building, and new faces began to emerge. They quickly realized that their growing team needed more pathways to progress, and thus the launch of their own promotion in 2015, Pure Fighting Championships, providing a stage where their athletes could showcase their talents against regional competition and methodically build towards new milestones.
I didn't have that ability. I just got thrown to the wolves immediately and suffered some losses along the way, and gradually we made connections across the Midwest with other promoters, and we were able to start getting our fighters on other shows, and then got to the point where we had a big enough roster that we could support our own show and use the experiences that I went through to not make those same mistakes with our fighters and bring them up the right way properly.
You have this prospect that's got a lot of talent, but he's still got some learning to do, and you're trying to bring him up. You don't want to throw him to the wolves too soon. So you kind of got to let him have some success, and then just kind of give him some challenges and some obstacles, but make sure that it's a healthy dose of obstacle, and then next thing you know, you are fighting those wolves, and you are yeah, no problem. Number 12 guy in the world, I'm ready, let's do it.
But development isn't just about competition. It's about the right mentorship, with experienced coaches shaping fighters in different ways. Among them is Solo Acosta, a striking coach known for his sharp eye and even sharper wit.
Let him know! You owe me wings! That's how I can't breathe. Come on, mama! Come on, man! Come on, man!
Bio Dave, you gotta be careful.
Why doesn't your bio work at the PI?
I give it to him.
His approach, while deeply technical, is rooted in one simple truth. Success is built on a solid, adaptable foundation.
If I want to close distance, I'm pushing off this back leg. I'm very much built in the foundation of smart fighters win fights. So, get them to move their feet, get them to be well balanced, get them to process information. A lot of the guys have gotten over that fear to fail. That's the biggest impact that I've seen being here. Everybody here accepting you for who you are and pluses and minuses of your character. It allows people to develop and blossom. Especially in fighting, you can be real reserved, and sometimes that doesn't get you where you want to go.
And that perhaps is the key to their success. The coaches don't just train their athletes, they connect with them. And in turn, it creates an environment where teammates push each other to grow beyond limits and beyond backgrounds.
We're intense, we're making them work, but at the same time, we're having fun, we're keeping it light. We take an 8-hour trip with the guys and it's dick and fart jokes and telling stories about, well, we can't tell you what kind of stories we tell them, but we're telling fun stories with these guys, and they need to get to know us and we need to get to know them.
I see a rim right there.
I want to shatter his confidence before the fight. That's my guy.
Road life.
Cooking some bacon, baby.
Show the world the moves, Wes. Okay, Wes.
But I go on Facebook.
You know, this gym has helped me in a numerous amount of ways. One of them being just being open, being comfortable.
He's gonna go to the top. He's going to the bottom. He's gonna go to the top.
That's one thing I've had a problem with in my fights, is just being comfortable. And when I'm comfortable, I'm able to do whatever I want to these guys.
Nobody here is trying to prove anything. We all know where we are in life, and in general, we all trying to just make each other better.
25ers, he dropped it right there. He is out of light, ladies and gentlemen.
We got people that work in the trades, people that are doing their masters in college right now. So like, no matter who you are, you're gonna be able to find a personality that you like.
Been migrating all my life, you know, just being in the foster care system. I've built up the skill to recognize when my welcome was being worn out, and I was already on to the next one. Jake and Zach and, you know, the rest of our team here, they're really good about breaking you down, you know, or leaving the door open for you to take that bait. And I eventually took it, and I love it here. It's brotherhood. It's the brothers that I never got.
The better we know our guys and the better they know us, the more trust there is there. And when they're in the middle of a fight and they get to that moment where they need something, we're gonna know what it is. And they're gonna trust that we know what it is.
Hey, I'm Jake Clip with Pura Vida Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Mixed Martial Arts. We spent the last 9 years here in Walker's Point at a gym we inherited from our professor, Henry Matamoros.
In 2020, they upgraded to a larger, more well-equipped facility on the north side of Milwaukee.
I want to thank the community for supporting us so much, and tonight's our last night. So after tonight, you can meet us where?
We're at 4125 North Richards, over just north of the River West area of the Milwaukee.
Thanks again for your support, guys.
Eight UFC contracts later, and a team today consisting of 30 amateur and professional fighters, this new space in many ways stands as a symbol of how far they've come.
Purposes and stuff like that. As you come in here, we just have a little war room, we call it, where you know, we can sit here, we can watch film for fights. Sometimes when there's just general class going on, we'll just play some old UFC fights. These are all posters where we were involved with that event. And then the mats. A lot larger space compared to where we were. Fence panels to train up against to really simulate, because we want as much open room as possible, especially for teaching jiu-jitsu classes. When you're rolling and grappling like that, you want a little bit more open space, you know, doing some striking. When someone has a fight coming up, we'll kind of focus them in this area, and then they get that that curvature of the cage. Over there on the wall, you see all the people that this gym has put into the UFC so far, and many more to come. I think, I can't give out any information, but I think a couple more real soon.
When we put the cage panels up, that was a moment where it was like, holy f***, because this is an $8,000 purchase. And just having the ability to purchase them for our student bodies and so they can train, it was one of those moments where it was like, no, we're doing something right.
It's awesome. It's a showpiece now, not just like a grit and grind training center. It's like a grit and grind training center, and it's beautiful. It just felt natural to make sure, you know, Henry turned the school over to us. He handed the torch off. We had to take that torch and plant it up at the top of the tallest mountain.
Covering Pura Vida these past 7 years, I've discovered a place that reminds me of what makes sports truly special.
They can't run from Montel Jackson much longer.
It's the underdog story. A place where people from all backgrounds come together, bound by something greater than themselves. And in a sport that demands so much, that is worth celebrating.